Well, this morning, more than 875,000 CenterPoint customers are without power. And we are now going into the 5th day that people are dealing with this unbearable heat.
Yes, indeed. The frustrations, of course, are growing, and we're hearing some people won't have power into next week. So joining us once again this morning, Darren Carroll, Vice President of Operations with CenterPoint Energy. Thanks for being with us again this morning. I guess the most obvious question, how badly did the storms yesterday delay the work that you guys are doing to get folks back online?
Really it didn't cause many delays at all. Appreciate the question. When there's lightning in the area, we obviously have to pull the crews out for their own safety, but we can deal with the rain and all of those things. So really didn't create much of a slowdown, and we're committed to restoring power, and we'll continue to do so.
All right. I mean, obviously, you've heard the sentiment. People are upset that the power's not coming on quicker. And we are getting a lot of calls and messages and emails from people saying that some of these out-of-state workers are not working because of pay disputes, and that the workers are being told to pay for their own hotel rooms and meals. Can you talk about that? Is that true? Is that typical? What's going on?
It is not typical. Not seen any instances where that is actually the case. When these things happen, we provide lodging, we provide staging sites with, all the amenities that the crews need. So have not heard specific instances of pay disputes that are keeping people from working. We've shared messages around why you might see trucks sitting and not moving, where they're completing paperwork. They could be, taking a break, sitting in the air conditioning because it's so hot for these men and women that are out, doing the hard work of restoring power. Or they could be going through some training if they're crews that are new to the system. So there are multiple reasons why, you may not see trucks moving, but have not heard anything about pay disputes or anything like that.
Yeah, we know frustrations are boiling over. People are getting angry, maybe losing their minds in some cases. We heard in Fort Bend County, a man is accused at least of pulling a gun on a CenterPoint worker. Do you know anything about that? And do any of your crews have been threatened out there, like in that sense?
Yeah, these things happen from time to time, even in our day-to-day work as we're out. We certainly understand the frustration of folks in the community, but things like that certainly won't help expedite the process in any way. When that happens, we do have to stop work and divert resources to deal with that. So we would just ask for continued patience from our communities. Again, we understand exactly how frustrating it is. But, we don't want anybody to get hurt, as we move through this process.
Yeah, I know the latest update from CenterPoint, you all are saying 80% of people without power will be restored, hopefully by the end of the day Sunday. That's your expectation. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, you probably heard this, said, quote, if CenterPoint meets their goals by Sunday, they will have reduced it from about 2.2 million people without power down to still about 500,000 for next week. And he said, folks, that is not acceptable. What do you say to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's, we're not undaunted by we're not daunted by the amount of work there is to do. We're not intimidated by it. We're going to continue to work. We're very proud of the fact that, at this point, as we sit here right now, we've restored 1.39 million customers in the first 4.5 days. But we're not sharing that to brag or anything else. We share that, for people to understand that we are committed to the cause. We're going to get through this. We understand the duty that we have to our communities, and we're going to continue to work until we get every last customer on.
Yeah, Darren, can you touch on, I guess there must be some difficulty in being certainly more accurate on an outage map, on a restoration map. I mean, people keep going back. I mean, I know it shows that I don't have power at my house and I do, and another friend. I mean, we see these. What is up with that, and why is it difficult to make it accurate?
It's really about, where you are in the damage assessment phase. We've got several backbones, which is like the main part of the electric system, that have been up for a very long time, but then you'll have these pockets of outages downstream that are caused by damage to, different parts of the line. And, this is the part that's hard to describe. But those are the outages that are, creating a situation like you have, where it shows that you're out of power, but you actually have power. So It is hard, but we've worked every day to make that more and more accurate. On estimated times of restoration, we shared in our release last night that 70% of customers will be able to see their estimated times of restoration by the end of the day yesterday. As we sit here right now, that's 82%. And, we strive to have substantially all customers with an estimated time of restoration by the end of the day today.
Yeah. One more quick question. Those about 500,000 people, 500,000 left after Sunday, after if you meet the goal of 80% at the end of the day Sunday, those people are like, what then? When can we expect it? I mean, do you have that answer?
Yeah, our intent is to become more and more communicative with those customers that are remaining as we get deeper into the process. We'll know more about their situation. There will be fewer people for us to, try to share curated messaging with. So our intent is to increase messaging with those customers as we get deeper into this so they really understand their situation.
All right, Darren Carroll, Vice President of Operations with CenterPoint. Thanks for your time again this morning. We really appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.